Nearly 2 years after Donald Trump lost the 2020 election denialism remains steady among Republican voters, especially Trump's base.
Do you think the 2020 election was stolen?
Yes.
Most definitely.
It was stolen. I do.
And we knew it was going to be stolen. We just didn't think they were smart enough to pull it off.
Yes.
Definitely. Definitely. No doubt.
Oh, big time. I mean, like here the election with Kerry Lake out there in Arizona.
Definitely. From the things that I've seen and heard, I would say yeah.
I definitely believe that. Absolutely.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think so.
Stolen might be a harsh word. I'm going to say rigged.
A Gallup poll conducted in October found only 40% of Republicans were confident that votes would be accurately cast and counted in the midterm elections. There are a number of reasons why Donald Trump's big lie that the 2020 election was stolen and that Biden is an illegitimate president has spread so widely among Republicans. But one of the biggest factors may be the thoroughly debunked conspiracy at the heart of the latest movie from far-right filmmaker Dinesh D'Souza, released last year.
Did you watch 2000 Mules?
I mean, we knew they stole it before Dinesh D'Souza, the 2000 Mules.
60 to 70% of Republicans, the polling's quite consistent, think the election was stolen. What do you think?
I do, after watching Dinesh D'Souza's, 1,000 Mules?
2,000 Mules?
2,000 Mules.
2000 Mules theory relies primarily on two faulty arguments. First, it deliberately ignores the fact that in many states it is perfectly legal to drop off a ballot on behalf of another voter under laws designed to help voters with disabilities and the elderly. Instead, it portrays each instance of this captured on camera as criminal.
What is a mule?
Person picking up ballots and running them to the drop boxes.
This is not grandma out walking her dog. Bad backgrounds, bad reputations. They are interested in one thing, that's money.
And in no shape, in no way, in no time is that legal.
This is organized crime.
Do you have video evidence?
4 million minutes of surveillance video around the country.
The second part of the theory is that geo-tracking of cell phone data proves there were 2,000 so-called mules harvesting 400,000 votes in key swing states, enough to swing the election. Here's a Trump supporter explaining the theory.
It's everything that those of us who knew what was going on, it confirms it. And being a tier 1 operator for many years, when you hear the left saying that geo-tracking on cell phones doesn't work, well, that's BS, because you know how we find guys? We use geo-tracking on cell phones to find our location.
We identified in Atlanta 242 mules that went to an average of 24 drop boxes. But Philadelphia alone, we've identified more than 1,100 mules.
But Trump's hand-picked Attorney General William Barr debunked the cell phone Geo Data claim in sworn testimony to the January 6th committee.
The cell phone data is singularly unimpressive. I mean, it basically, if you take 2 million cell phones and figure out where they are physically in a big city like Atlanta or wherever, just by definition, you're going to find many hundreds of them have passed by and spent time in the vicinity of these boxes. And the premise that, if you go by a box, 5 boxes or whatever it was, that's a mule is just indefensible. It by definition, you're going to have hundreds of this.
Of course, not all Americans watched the January 6 hearings, and many will continue to believe the former president's big lie that he did not really lose.
Well, I think they're going to probably try to push the 25th Amendment and get Biden out of there, and then they're going to bring somebody in, but once this election fraud starts being revealed, I think, he's going to be our president for another 6 years.
I don't think drop-off mail-in ballots should be allowed anymore.
I'm not sure.
If you haven't watched 2000 Mules, then you don't understand, but that clearly proves what was going on.
While most of the major Trump-endorsed candidates lost their midterm races, as Trump gears up for the Republican primaries, it remains to be seen if election denialism will be a potent motivator among Republican voters in 2024.
again. Thank you, Wisconsin. Thank you very much.